Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID-19. We are going to discuss about farming in Palampur. So let us begin, students. Farming in Palampur is explained through the story and where it is first of all explained that land is fixed. That land is fixed. Let us see. Farming is the main production activity in Palampur. 75% of people who are working are dependent on farming for their livelihood. So, livelihood means whatever kind of work we do to get our daily needs, to fulfill our daily needs. So, they could be farmer or farm laborers. So, here difference is there between farmers and the farm laborers. So, what are the differences? So, let us see, student. Here, who farmers are the persons who are engaged in agricultural activity and produce crops in some piece of land. Their land can be cultivated by themselves or laborers hired by them. Means they are mainly responsible for the agricultural activity on their farm, and that can be done by themselves or by hiring the laborers to do that work. Farm laborers are the persons who work for the owner of the land in the field and produce crops. As here in this definition, this part is given by hiring laborers. So the people who are hired by the landowners, they are farm laborers. The well-being of these people is closely related to the production on the farm. There is a basic constraint in raising farm production. What is that? That land area under cultivation is practically fixed. Practically fixed means the area of the land is not going to increase naturally or by any means, you can say. Since 1960, in Palampur there has been no expansion in land area under cultivation. By then some of the wasteland, see carefully here, that wasteland in the village had been converted to cultivable land. That means the area of land is not increasing, just we can use the land which is already in use for any other purpose, that can be taken into agriculture, but the area of land is not going to increase. There exists no further scope in that village Palampur to increase farm production by bringing new land under cultivation. So here it is a full stop, student, that production cannot be increased by bringing new land under cultivation. So this method is now having full stop in the village Palampur. But is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Yes, of course. We'll see in this next part of the story. In the kind of crops grown, facility available in Palampur would resemble a village of western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. Already in the beginning, we have discussed that this village Palampur is resembling a western Uttar Pradesh region. All land is cultivated in the Palampur. No land is left idle. Left idle means without use. During the rainy season, the Kharif season, Farmers grow jowar and bajra. So jowar bajra are generally grown during the rainy season. Even the paddy is also grown. These plants are used as cattle feed. So generally the jowar bajra are used as cattle feed. Cattle feed means the fodder for the cattle. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. So during the October and December month, the potato crop is grown, and before that, jowar and bajra are grown. In the winter season, Rabi crop season is there. Fields are sown with a wheat. Wheat is this crop generally grown during the winter season. From the wheat produced, farmer keep enough wheat for the family consumption and sell the surplus. Surplus is that extra production than requirement by the farmer. So that surplus wheat at the market dragon is sold. A part of land area is also devoted to sugar cane. Sugar cane is also grown in that village, which is harvested once every year. So by this you can understand the sugar cane is a 1 year crop. So in a year it is once sown and once harvested. It takes almost 1 year from sowing to the harvest. Sugarcane in its raw form or as jaggery is sold to traders in Shahpur. Raw form is just sugarcane directly or by making jaggery from sugarcane is sold to the traders in Shahpur. The main reason why farmers are able to grow three different crops. Earlier slide, you saw that farmers are growing three crops that are during the rainy season, jowar bajra, during the winter season, wheat, and there is a one October and November, October to December month that potato. Actually, this is also belonging to this region, this crop season only, the Rabi crop season. The main reason why farmers are able to grow three different crops in a year in Palampur, that is due to the well developed system of irrigation. So that well developed of system is responsible or helping to the farmer in the village Palampur to grow more than one crop on the same field, and that helps the farmer to grow production from the same field. Electricity came early to village Palampur. Its major impact was to transform the system of irrigation. By using the electricity, farmers run the tube wells. Here, electric run tube wells. Persian wheels were till then used by the farmers to draw water from the well and irrigate small fields. Clearly written as small fields means Persian wheels are not helpful to irrigate a large area. So people saw that the electric run tube wells could irrigate much larger areas of land more effectively. So the first few tube wells were installed by the government. Soon, however, farmers started setting up private tube wells. As a result, by mid 1970s, the entire cultivated area of 200 hectares was irrigated in the village Palampur. So to grow more than one crop on a piece of land during a year is known as multiple cropping. So it is the most common way of increasing production on a given piece of land. All farmers grow at least two main crops. Many are growing potatoes as the third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. So you have seen in the previous slide that one way of increasing production from the same land is by multiple cropping. The other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yields. So yield is measured as a crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Till the mid 1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yields. Means if we compare the seeds, traditional seeds and the HYV seeds, so the HYV seeds give higher production than the traditional seeds. So traditional seed needed less irrigation. So this was an advantage over the traditional seeds. But along with this, their growth was slower and the production was also coming less. The farmer used cow dung and other natural manures as fertilizer while growing the traditional seeds. All these were readily available, easily available with a farmer who did not have to buy them. But Green Revolution in late 1960s introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice using high yielding varieties, seeds, HYV seeds. Compared to traditional seeds, HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. So this is the biggest advantage of modern farming method. On the single plant, now higher seeds will grow than the traditional seeds. As a result, the same piece of land now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. HYV seeds, however, needed plenty of water and also chemical fertilizers and pesticides to produce best result. So along with this HYV seeds, we need plenty of water. That means good irrigation facility. Along with this chemical fertilizers and pesticides. You can understand that HYV seed is more delicate to these different problems. The water supply, the chemical fertilizer, pesticides, the pests, insecticide, all these are required for the HYV seeds. Higher yields were possible only from a combination of HYV seed, irrigation, chemical fertilizer, pesticide, etc. That means unless all these are properly available, that was for modern farming method was not possible to grow more from the same piece of land. And it in this irrigation was much more responsible because unless the irrigation facility available, all other inputs will be ineffective. Farmers of Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try out the modern farming method in India. So these three states were first to apply this modern farming method. The farmers in these regions set up tube wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, and pesticide in farming. So some of them bought from farm machinery like tractors, threshers, which made plowing and harvesting faster. So they were rewarded with high yield of wheat also. Means as the people were using plowing and harvesting machines, the production also came higher than earlier. In Palampur, the yield of wheat grown from the traditional variety was 1300 kilogram per hectare, kg per hectare. With HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 kg per hectare. So there was a large increase in production of wheat, more than double. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the market to fulfill their other different needs than the food grain. Now this is time to discuss homework students. Here three questions from your exercise only given which you have to do on the basis of today's module. Modern farming method require more inputs which are manufactured in industry. Do you agree? You have to explain about this. How did the spread of electricity help farmers in Palampur? So how the farmers are able to grow more than one crop? How could they use modern farming method because of electricity? They could irrigate the land, they could run different machineries. So that you have to explain in this question's answer. Is it important to increase the area under irrigation? Why? So you have to explain importance of irrigation in farming, so that you have to explain in this question's answer. So I hope student you will complete this homework today only. Don't leave work for next day, because every day you are getting homework for different subjects. So if you will leave the work in pending, you will be having a lot of work to be done. So that should not be there, students. I hope you will follow the instruction. We'll meet in the next module. Till then, bye bye, students. Thank you. Have a nice day.